Alright, we're back. Gotta carry on with the collection in alphabetical order. We had left off with Boris Gardner's album Sledgehammer, which I would recommend to all who did not watch the last video, and I recommend you all watch the last video, because there was some great shit there too. So we're gonna start with Danny Elfman's album Solo. I haven't really gotten into this too much, but long story short, I had found out about Oingo Boingo. I'd heard of them, but never checked them out because the name, I don't know why, something about the name didn't scream to me, you need to listen to this music. And I started seeing a girl who showed me their album, Nothing to Fear. And then I found that album, and I bought it, because I liked it. And I found this as well. Danny Elfman is he's a composer now who does music for movies for the most part, I think. He probably makes music on his own as well, aside from his movie music work. But obviously, he makes his own solo music here. And this is from 1984. I probably don't need to say a whole lot about Danny Elfman because he's pretty great and pretty widely known, but this album here is pretty strange. Some pretty different artwork. Yeah, he's a pretty different guy though, so it makes sense. It makes sense. And now we're getting on to David Bowie. I'm not going to say a whole lot about this because it's not my favorite album of his, but it is a great album in terms of music and the scope that you can compare it to with his catalog. David Bowie's first album by the name of David Bowie. This is the entire first album. It comes stereo and mono on separate vinyl, 180 gram, very nice sturdy vinyl, very well packaged, no complaints with that. Just music-wise, not my favorite from the Thin White Duke. Next up from David Bowie is Hunky Dory. Fantastic album, very diverse styles, in my opinion. It goes from, in my mind, he plays different characters on every song in this particular album. He was known for kind of doing different characters throughout his career and portraying himself in different ways. With this album, he seems to jump character to character from song to song, and it's really good. This album features Quicksand, one of my favorite songs by David Bowie. 8-line poem, another really good one. Changes, Oh You Pretty Things, Life on Mars, Queen Bitch, the Bewley Brothers. Anyway, Hunky Dory, very good David Bowie. And then the eponymous Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I don't need to say anything about this, I don't think. Anyone who likes David Bowie probably likes this album. Very good rock and roll, glam rock. Just pulling this out because it's the 45th anniversary edition, limited edition gold vinyl. And it's not really gold, but it's got, it's cool. It's got a cool little like swirly effect going on there. Anyway, I had the regular reissue of this album, and I sold it when I found this, because who doesn't want the gold version? Next there is an original pressing that I found, and you know what, I had originally got myself a Best Buy series of Aladdin Sane by David Bowie, and it sounded fine. Aside from a big scratch in that particular copy, the sound in that mix was fine, no complaints with that. But it was just a single sleeve, it wasn't a gatefold. And the original here was a gatefold, and it featured this awesome artwork, which, you know, you weren't getting with the Best Buy series. And as well, the sleeve for this album, I realized, in the original pressing, was very well designed. Just tasteful featuring of that lightning bolt. So that was nice when I saw this at Into the Music, name dropping, when I saw it at Into the Music, and I went and bought it to replace the obviously inferior copy that I possessed. What are we doing for time here? Okay, we got 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes. Next there is Pinups. This album's a compilation of covers that David Bowie did of his favorite acts at the time of this album's production. Not my favorite, but still showcasing his everlasting ability to do whatever he likes with his voice. Speaking of Best Buy series, I got a Best Buy series copy of Diamond Dogs to take the place of the reissue that came in the box set that I had sold recently. I had just yesterday seen the Jesus Christ, the gatefold, what I imagine to be original pressing of this album, or an earlier pressing than this. But I didn't have the money to buy everything, so I made, decisions. So I'm stuck with this one still. It sounds a lot better than the reissue. Probably the same exact pressing, or audio at least, as the master tapes. This one is one of the ones that I picked up yesterday, though. I believe this is probably an original pressing, unless the original pressings had that weird kind of like woven texture to them. This one's just like a flat finish. It's got pretty bad ring wear. The sleeve isn't in the greatest shape. You know, the spine of it was really, it was like blown open. But I did my best with a hot glue gun and some black paint to repair it, and I slightly regret it, but at the same time, you're not getting a good look at it. It's not focusing too well. It just did as I tried to get away. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It looks better now than before. Kind of regret it, but it was only $7. What matters the most to me is that the vinyl itself is actually in like nearly pristine condition, and it sounds amazing. And especially in comparison to the the reissue that I do have. You know, like, see like a couple scratches. Those bad boys there, they make no noise when you play it. It's actually, aside from that, you know, really clean. So, either way, very happy to have that as well. You know, at least an older pressing. See, I keep mentioning pressings and, you know, reissues and this and that, and people who don't collect vinyl are probably wondering, what does it matter? What difference does it make? And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really make a difference, because I'm getting the music I like, and I'm, you know, able to listen to it. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. But the difference it makes to me as someone who sits down and takes the time to listen to music in their free time rather than doing anything else, you know, I'm completely absorbed by the music. I notice a difference in the sound quality. And the reissues are often remixed and reproduced, and the sound changes. It gets more compressed, and you lose a little bit of the original magic, right? So the older pressings are closer to the master recording in terms of what you're getting in that recording. I'll do another one here, go over a little bit. But we got David Live. This is another one of the ones I got in the trade there that I got Armageddon. I had traded an Avett Brothers record to a friend because it was his favorite band, and he gave me 3 albums. He gave me this, he gave me that one, Armageddon, and he gave me Metal Machine Music by Lou Reed, which is another prized possession of mine, like this one. But this, I believe, is an original pressing of the David Bowie Live 1974 recordings from the Philadelphia Stadium, Coliseum, the Tower. Anyway, yeah. Some really awesome, awesome photos of him, one of his roughest periods, to be completely honest, but still peak in terms of performance. Yeah, very good live David Bowie album. I recommend anyone who has listened to his music and liked it, or hasn't. I just recommend everyone check it out because it's a good time. If you have the time to listen to the whole thing, it's quite the journey. Anyway, signing off for now. We'll carry on with another video.